Hi guys, this is Vidas,
And Usha.
and let's start episode 43 of Ask Vidas and Usha podcast. And this question was sent by Lilla, and she writes, Dear Vidas, if you could accept my question, here it is. What practice methods do you suggest for simple fugal improvisation? It might be a good idea to practice it in writing as well. A good source material method would be tremendous help and would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for all your work. Sincerely, Lila. Interesting question, right?
Yes.
Not too many people ask us questions about the improvising fugues.
Sure, because not many organists improvises them.
Not many people are brave enough even to try.
Yes, sure.
Um,
But as Lila mentions in her question, that's a good way would be to write it down first of all, or basically start with analyzing our composer's fugues, just to know how we are constructed. When try to write some of them down, and when just go to the practical work.
yeah, exactly. What Osha is mentioning is before you had any treatises, before you had any method books and exercise books, right? What composers did? They studied other works. They studied compositions of previous masters who lived before them, and they of course analyzed them and copied note by note, and then maybe arranged them for organ from other instruments like Johann Sebastian Bach arranged for harpsichord, I think Hortus Musicus by Johann Adam Reinken. These were for string quartets, also contrapuntal works, and Bach studied this way. So before somebody even wrote treatise on the fugue or even on contrapuntal imitation, improvisation, they worked practically analyzing things and writing them down.
Sure, and later you could take like a Weimar tabulature by Johann Pachelbel. That's an excellent source for improvising, easy fugues, fuguettes, I would say. And then the next step would be probably to take the Handel's book.
Exactly, Handel's continual exercises,
Yes.
according to Georg Friedrich Handel.
And at the beginning he gives a number of exercises of, basso continuo, and later on, he gets to the fugues, to improvising fugues based on the basso continuo.
What you mean probably is like partimento fugue,
Yes.
where you only have the bass line and the entrance of the subject
Sure.
notated in the bass clef. Sometimes the clefs changed, but they also notate which voice has to enter, and according to the principles of polyphonic imitation, you add other voices.
Yes.
Right.
And
Based
actually,
on intervals.
Yes. And after Handel, you could proceed to the Langlos manuscript. And actually, this is much harder, much more complex than Handel's book. So, but after Handel, you definitely can try to do it.
It's a very interesting collection of contrapuntal fugues, which are also simplified in notation, just like Buxtehude would write in his organ preludiums and toccatas. Those intricate fugal sections, but you could write them in one line, in bass line. They're very lively, fast-moving instrumental type of fugues, just like Buxtehude and his friends, and therefore they are more difficult to play than Handel's.
Definitely.
Right.
I remember doing them. That's very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard way.
But if you practice them diligently, it's a big collection. If you do them all of them, one by one, it gets easier.
Yes, definitely, and just don't practice them all in a row, in the given row. you just pick up the easiest first,
Yeah, with slower note
Yes,
values.
definitely.
And also, these are primary sources, right? Composers at the day in 18th century wrote them as exercises for their students. What about a little bit later collections and in exercises that people could practice? There's a student of Bach, Johann Marburg, I think Marburg wrote
Oh, the big treatises, yes, I remember that.
treatise on the fugue
Yes.
in English. In German, it is Abhandlung von der Fuge. It is like an analysis of many Bach's fugues, basically well-tempered clavier and even Arto fugue, contrapuntal pieces, and it's like a predecessor of modern treatises on the fugue, and many modern treatises on the fugue method books
It's
are
based
based
on
on
Marburg,
this, right?
yes. And because, as Bach haven't left any, written sources about, any treatises about, his art. So this Marburg's book is actually, Bach's legacy.
Yeah, and now based on Marburg is now collection of exercises which were practiced at the Paris Conservatory in the 19th century and in the 20th century too, by André Gedalisch. It's called Treatise on the Fugue. It has like 11 or 12 chapters, and each chapter is based on one particular aspect of the fugue, like the theme, like the counter subject, like an answer, like episodes, like maybe stratos, things like that. And it's indispensable for any serious student of fugal improvisation.
Yes, and good luck with that.
Um, Now, do you think that people could benefit from practicing Marcel Dupre's treatise on improvisation, where he has an entire chapter on the fugue?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, but it's later because Marcel Dupré himself advises people to go back to André Gedalisch's treatise on the fugue first and write down exercises in paper on the paper with pencil first, and only then try to improvise on the organ from Dupré's treatise.
So basically, there are like 3 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Analyze every composer's work, then try to write some fugues down by yourself, and you can compose your own subject, or you can pick up subject from the real fugue,
Yes.
and then try to improvise it.
3 steps. Very good, Ausra. I hope people can take advantage in this. And let us know what specific step is your favorite from this podcast conversation. What would you apply this week? And let us know how it works. And please send us more of your questions, and you can do this easily by subscribing to our blog at organduo.lt and replying to any of our messages. We'll be glad to help you out. This was Vidas.
And Ausra,
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.